Hello. Um, Today has been kind of like a rough day for me. I woke up feeling some kind of way because I had been attempting to contact my son for quite a few days, and it kept going straight to voicemail. And with the state of affairs that we have right now, you typically, especially as a mother, and having black men, you tend to be concerned about them. But the problem for me was that I honestly had nobody that I felt that I could call for help. I reached out to a young lady, and I definitely understand her reasoning for being apprehensive. I just kind of wanted just to make contact with someone to see if he was okay. And again, I understand the choices. So then I actually took and I actually posted it on Facebook. And I kind of tried to make up in my mind that I was going to stop doing that because I think I upset a whole lot of people by posting things on Facebook in the first place. But it took me doing that for me to get one of my nieces to reach out to me and drive over there to let me see him on FaceTime. And I'm forever grateful to her for that. It makes me sad because it would be different if I was a single mother. I didn't raise my kids as a single mother. They had two parents in the house. Dysfunctional, probably so, but nonetheless, they had two. And there's a lot of people who have dysfunctional families, so it's not like we're unique. Somehow, I have become the villain in everything. I was hurt beyond, I don't even have the words for it. If someone would have came and stabbed me, it probably would have been less painful, because I'm the kind of person that the little things mean a lot to me. So when I was raising my children, for one, I wanted them to not feel the way that I did growing up. So I tried to make sure that they had things that I didn't have, because I had to kind of fend for myself in a way since I was 14 years old, working and, providing for myself. And that's not unique, because there's a lot of people out here that has to do that. I lived in a nice house. I was never homeless and always had food. Actually had people who loved me, but there was some game playing going on, and that'll be a conversation for another time. But these are things that I decided that I did not want to happen with my own children. And unfortunately, I'm not really sure what their father's motives were, but he started with them at a very early age, telling them things that I was doing or not doing that was untrue. And it kind of manifested itself over the years. And then it put me in a position where I felt like I needed to defend myself. So when things went crazy, that's what I went into, defense mode. And I was just posting and trying to defend myself. And looking at it now, I'm assuming that I hurt a lot of people. And the majority of them I don't care about. But the relationship that has occurred between me and my sons, those are the ones that bother me. My oldest one, I know that if I wasn't his mother, he would have nothing to do with me. My youngest one, not so much. Because I'm still going to be mama to him. And he's going to always come around and be who he is. And that's cool. Because that's kind of what I want both of them to do. But one, I never say the right things. I don't think the right things. I don't do the right things. I don't do anything right. And it makes me sad. I don't understand how I had 3 children who will tell you at any given time how much they absolutely hated their father. And that is not something that I'm proud of or even wanted to happen, but I want to make a point. I don't understand how 3 kids can go from hating someone to, well, not all of them feel that way. Well, all of them felt they hated him. But one in particular hated him immensely. But now it's like that person is like he's God to him. And that's cool because, again, he has 2 parents. So that's the way it's supposed to be. But I don't understand how you can go from hating someone so much to wanting to be around them all the time to loving someone and not being around them at all. I'm really, really perplexed and confused. I don't get it. It bothers me a lot. It really does. And I probably will never get the answers to it in this lifetime. But it still bothers me. And since I said that I'm going to chronicle things and make videos on how I feel, because as Tabitha says, it's my business. And I don't get it. I really don't understand. And I kind of live by the scripture of lean not into your own understanding and always acknowledge him and he shall direct your path. So it's probably not for me to understand at this time. Maybe in time it will make sense, because it doesn't make sense for me now. And maybe I'll be here when that time comes, and maybe I won't. I don't know. It doesn't really, it is what it is. But to know that I have one child that I think about, but I wouldn't, I don't reach out to him because he's going to go into the phone. And if he do, it's, he's going to be telling me everything I said is wrong and cutting me off and everything like that. And then the other one, I call him. And he's polite and all that good stuff and, go with the flow or whatever. And then, of course, my baby girl. And she's the way that she is because she watched me go through a lot of things. And I'm sure I get on her nerves and, whatever. But at the same time, she's hopefully learning how to be a strong Black woman, so that when God does call me home, she can still stand solidly by herself on her own. That's what I want for her. She always looks around the room and shares with me my pictures and my accomplishments that I have hanging on the wall, that I'm just starting to honor and respect, that I actually worked for and earned. Because it doesn't seem like anything else I worked for and earned. I sometimes think when I got married, one of the things that my husband told me was that I had to fall back because at the time he was in the military. And so whenever they called him, he had to go. And then it was a situation where anything that I got involved with that I wanted to do, he always made it difficult for me to do it and stopped it. If I had a job, calling me and coming up, just a lot of stuff. So when you are faced with those kinds of things, you kind of stop doing things, or I did anyway, because it was easier. And when you stop doing things enough, pretty soon you just stop. And that's kind of what I did. And so now to sit and watch people kind of enjoy the fruits of things that, because there's a lot of things I could have shut down from the very beginning, but I didn't. I wasn't one to run out on base to his commander and call the police on him and all those things, and I could have. And I could have shut all this down that everybody's capitalizing off right now. I could have shut all that down, but I didn't. But I walk in the faith of knowing that it has not been all in vain and that God is going to take care of that. And all the people that are capitalizing off of the work that I put in, the motivation, the pushing that I did, all of them, I know God is going to take care of that. And if I didn't know God was going to take care of it, it would be so much more difficult. I know he is, because two of the people that were absolutely beyond wrong, and they know it, their lives have never been the same, and they will never be the same. They live it every day. They fall under the guise of health issues, but they both know why. They are going through what they're going through because they were wrong as two left shoes. But it makes me sad, and I just hope that anybody that sees this video, and especially women, we as women tend to put all our eggs in one basket in a sense of, or we did in the past. Women of the day are a little bit different, but a lot of the older people, a lot of the OGs, we took care of our family at all costs, and we were there for them, and we took things that most people shouldn't. And I can't only say it ain't all women, because there's a young man that I know for sure that did the same thing and gave up a career, lucrative careers to be there for his family, and he too is ostracized and talked about and all that kind of stuff. And it bothers me to hear that as well. But again, the people that have done that, we must all rest in knowing that God sees all. And just as I said a little bit earlier, God knows my heart, but he knows theirs too. But it really makes me sad that as hard as I work to have a family of my own, I have to go public to be heard. And I don't have a problem doing that. Because again, my niece that came through today, I appreciate her. I really do. She's a phenomenal young lady. I'm not going to call her out because she's not that kind of girl. But I love her. I appreciate her. I thank her. So this is one of those heavy heart days. But I guess it's life. I ain't drinking a whole bunch of liquor. I ain't swallowing no pills. I ain't going in the hospital. I ain't trying to kill myself. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just sitting here and gonna make me some videos. And hopefully the videos will help somebody else that's out there feeling some type of way about some things in their lives as well. Because I know for sure I'm not the only one.